Falcons fans, welcome in. It is episode 22 of Out of Your Falcon Mind, an Atlanta Falcons fan cast. I am your host, John, rejoined by my co-host, Mike Cottrell, back from vacation, looking sprightly, my friend. How the hell are you doing, man?
Looking well rested and ready to go, man. I love it. I went to see my family, man. I don't live with my family. I don't even live in the same state, nowhere close. So to get to see them is always a good thing. Everybody was safe and healthy. We had a blast, but it's good to be back out of my Falcon mind. Johnny Yates held it down
Yes,
while
sir,
I was
yeah.
away, man. I love it, man. I'm just happy to be back. Happy New Year, buddy. 2022.
That's right, man. Happy New Year. And yeah, big thanks up to Troy for filling in for you for those two
Thanks,
episodes.
Troy, buddy. I love you, man.
And like I said, we'll have Troy back on because dude's a big college guy. So obviously college is going to be a big talk for the next few months after the season's over with. So he'll be joining us again multiple times probably. So man, how was Christmas? How'd that go for you?
Man, it was really good. Man, just to wake up, I'm gonna tell you again, as my parents get older, as my brother gets older, as even my nieces and nephew get older, I it's a slow down day to me. It just means more to me because one of these times it'll be different, So I'm appreciating every one of them, and it's just fun, man. And until I have kids of my own, it's just fun to be around kids on Christmas morning, man. I think you got to be around kids on Christmas morning.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It is no fun just being around adults on Christmas.
No,
Not at all.
It's totally different, man. It's after you have a kid or you have like with you, your nieces, and when you've been around them, it's just different, man. It's just way different.
It's different. It's drastically different. There's no fun in being grown and just waking up and just chilling. You got to go see the way kids react to it.
Oh yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Hey, so how was yours with Liam? He did good. He did. I know he racked up.
Oh yeah. His favorite thing probably, we got him an iPod. Like they still make iPods. I don't know if you can get that.
Oh damn, that's cool. But, I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah, so like he can FaceTime on. He can FaceTime his friends. He can. It's like a. It's not like they used to be. It's not where it's just music and that's it.
I thought it was that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, he can FaceTime his friends. He can get online and do some, look at stuff. So it benefited both of us because he does not using my phone anymore to call his friends, which is nice.
Yeah.
They're not blowing my phone up because, dude, if you look at my phone like over the last 3 weeks, it's like every damn one is like his friends.
Yeah.
So that was kind of for both of us, but it worked out. But no, he racked up, man. He normally does pretty well. He got a bunch of he's weird, like not weird, I guess, but like when I was a kid, like I didn't like love gift certificates. I guess I probably should have because I can get whatever I want.
Yeah.
But we will Amanda will hang these ornaments on the tree with like gift cards in them. We did it last year. He loved it. And he was like, "Can I get some more gift cards this year?" I'm like,
yeah,
you can.
Yeah. So he liked to go shopping himself.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And get whatever. But
hey, that make it way easier for y'all.
I know. Yeah. We still got him stuff to like actual stuff to open, of course. But yeah, he did well. And then they got me. I'm wearing the gray Kyle Pitts jersey.
Amazing, buddy.
They got for me, which is fantastic. So
yeah,
I gotta wear that.
That is dope. That is dope. Hey man, y'all gotta see this. If y'all don't, y'all need to go on the YouTube and see this. The gray Kyle Pitts jersey with the black numbers and the red lettering and the black Falcon logo. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. New Year's was good, man. We laid low as usual. Like, Troy and I talked about it on the last episode, just kind of like how New Year's has kind of changed for us over the years.
Yeah.
Like when Amanda and I lived in Vegas, we partied pretty those last 3 or 4, or those actually every year that we were there in Vegas, and we partied pretty hard before we went to Vegas here. But like now, like Liam stayed up. We watched some of the acts, which are hit or miss. On the Ryan Seacrest countdown thing or whatever. Honestly, I watched a lot of football. We watched obviously Alabama and Cincinnati. We watched Georgia, Michigan, which we'll get into that on the next show with Chris because I know Chris want to talk about some of the college football playoff.
Yeah. Okay.
I could not have been more wrong about that Michigan Georgia game, but we'll talk about that again on the next episode.
All right.
But yes, we watched football. We watched we watched the thing they canceled the peace drop here in Georgia.
Why?
COVID.
Oh, okay.
So they kept the thing in New York, of course. But
yeah.
So we watched that. It was fun. Like I said, we just relaxed. We toasted a bourbon at midnight.
Yeah.
And Liam had, I think, a juice of some sort.
Yeah.
It was-
Nah, that was the same. I had a common one. I just, man, with COVID, and I just would rather chill with my family. But even still, with COVID, man, I don't like to. I don't know that I couldn't have had as much fun with that on my mind.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
don't know if I was risking my life to have the time. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not
I
that
don't
big
know.
of a deal anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I hope
Um,
I can party next year though, because I'm getting tired of sitting on the bench.
well, it's funny because I told, or Troy and I talked about like some of my friends that have kids that are like graduated,
Yeah,
like they're partying again. So it's like I told him, I
yeah.
was like, apparently there's gonna be like when Liam graduates, like, or maybe even when he's older, like I guess we'll revert back to our 21-year-old selves and
No, yeah, yeah,
get
and
drunk
just
off the
turn up
free
here.
drinks.
Yep,
Yeah,
got to, man. You got to enjoy this ride.
that's right. And all right, moving on to that. Moving on from that, we just to tell you guys a little bit of business, how to get in touch with us. You can follow us at Out of Your Falcon Mind on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter at Out of Your Effing Mind. If you can watch us on YouTube, you can listen to us on Anchor.fm, which is what we record on, or the platform that we use to record. So many different ways you can listen to us, however you want to do it. Spotify listeners, you can now rate us on Spotify. So it takes 2 seconds to go on there. You don't have to write anything. You just go click on rate podcast, I think is what it is, or something like that, and click 5 stars, and that's it. And just like iTunes, it helps us move up the list of those podcasts on Spotify for the Atlanta Falcons. And so, and like I said, we're going to keep saying it every week because it's just a big thing. It helps us so much. And then on iTunes, of course, same deal. Go on there, and if you write us something, just like dude did last week, I think it was D Matric or P Matric, I think is what it was. And we read it out on air. So yeah, as many as you guys can give us, man, the better off we'll be, and the more the more fun we're going to have, be able to
Yeah,
do more things.
we're so appreciative for those. Keep them coming.
Absolutely. So moving on to this topic now, I'm wearing my new jersey. This came up, I heard earlier on the week on a radio station. Is there an age limit to when guys should stop wearing jerseys? Now, I heard many different guys call in and say, a few guys like, yeah, 30, so a few guys said 30 years old, 35, 40, some guys said 50. Mike, what would you say on this?
I'm gonna say never. There's no age limit on jersey wearing. It's the jersey of the team. I'm gonna wear jerseys till when I'm a grandpa. It's gonna be me and my grandma wife with a Falcons jersey of the players of that time. Why you would stop wearing a jersey because of your age is beyond me. I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah,
It's an article of clothing. I can see we was talking about slam dunking. What age can you stop slam dunking? Well, that's a physical thing. To put on a jersey, that's ridiculous. I'm always gonna rock with my team.
Yep, I agree, 100%. Yeah, we're both gonna be 40. I'll be 40 in like 3 weeks, and yeah, I'll be wearing this. I mean, I love jerseys. I get my wife and the son get me a jersey almost pretty much every year of some sort for either for one of my teams. I got a closet full of jerseys. I wore jerseys since I was a kid. I don't care, man. Look, we're on this earth for a very short amount of time. So if you like wearing jerseys,
you better
don't let anybody tell you that you're too old for a jersey or you should be. Fuck that. Wear your jersey, be happy, and enjoy your damn life.
Wear your jersey, be happy. Quote Johnny Yates.
Right. Who cares? Who gives a damn what anybody else thinks, man?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. A jersey, man, come on, man. We is in support of our team.
That's right.
Stop overthinking it.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, man, what? No, I guess I must not be professional enough.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So yeah, moving on from that, man, what the hell happened with AB yesterday?
Oh man, Antonio Brown. Let's just do this right off the rip. Like, let's just get into the show. I'm back. Let's just do this right off the rip. I want to tell y'all something. I listen to Stephen A. Smith. I listen to a lot of Randy Moss, Ryan Clark. I listen to Nate Burleson. I listen to Peter Schrager. I listen to so many people speak about it today, and everyone is treading carefully because everybody, you don't want to say on a person, you don't want to really speak bad on a person who may have a mental illness. Everybody kind of said, man, we want to be patient. We don't know all the facts. We want to be, and I just want to say this, man. from the bottom of my heart, like respectfully, from the Audio Falcon Mind podcast, this is the most from the bottom of my heart. I want to tell everybody that there still exists people who are just dickheads. You feel me? Everything is not a he may have a mental illness. He might just be a dickhead because this is the 50th time. To me, he got all the sense in the world when he need to have it. When he doing shit, he got all the sense in the world when he need to have it. When I feel like when he feel like he important or he don't get his way and he feel like he got like the leverage to do so, he start doing crazy shit. And I just think it's much more likely that Antonio Brown is a dickhead than it is that he has a mental illness. I see no other sign of him having a mental illness unless when he pouting. You feel what I'm saying? So I just think that Slim is an asshole. I think he's a diva. I think he's an attention guy. And again, if he got a mental illness, by all means, man, you go get help. But you should have addressed that. And if you got, like I said, man, but you don't do no player in the history of that sport has done what he did on Sunday. So ain't no mental illness. I don't feel sorry for that shit. I could care less if you got mental illness. Stay your ass home and get off the football team if you got mental illness. But if you don't have it, he hasn't been diagnosed with that. So I'm not giving him that. You know, I don't know how anybody that's sitting home is saying he probably got mental. You're not a doctor. That man has not been diagnosed with anything. So far as I go, you just a dickhead, John.
I can't follow that. Yeah, no, I mean, it was bizarre, dude. I saw it come up while I was watching the game, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. And I tend to agree with what you said. I mean, his career, like he wasn't always like this in Pittsburgh.
No.
And I'm not saying that something can't develop. Of course it can.
Yeah. Of course.
And you got to be, the player or whoever has to be willing to accept the help.
Yes.
If he in fact needs help. And I don't see him being the type of person that's going to be like, I need help. Like he's going to have to something rock bottom. If he has an issue,
yeah,
he's going to have to hit rock bottom. If this ain't it, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure.
I'm
really
not sure it's it. I'm not sure it's it.
But yeah, I mean, if he, like you said, man, if he's got a problem, I hope he get it fixed. But that people do jump on that pretty quick nowadays.
For anything, and you can't use that to me to justify all your behavior. When it's the 50th, if y'all really go and do research about starting from the first time he went live in the Steeler locker room, when you starting at that first incident to now, it's been about 40 incidents. Like he threw something off a hotel, almost hit a kid. Like this dude, it's about 40 incidents, man. So I'm not giving, and he hasn't been diagnosed. Ain't nothing on paperwork saying that man is out of his mind or nothing. So I just think that you like a rich black dude who just don't have no goddamn sense.
Yeah, and I saw a report, and I don't know how accurate it is, but said that he wasn't happy with the team support while he was suspended, for the fake vaccination card or whatever. So like he already was pissed off with him. And then when Coach Arians wanted him to go in, he said he couldn't because he was hurt, which who knows, he looked fine jumping up and down running off the field.
Yeah.
So
listen, so the story I heard was this, that when he came back, he got 15 targets last week.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of felt like he was with Brady and them again. Brady, if you watch his last 2 games, he has not been throwing a Gronk that much. In the last game, I guess he thought, man, this game he would be getting the same amount of targets. And he was going to Gronk a bit more. It was a bad matchup. And they said when he was on the sideline, he said, so you back on your boy Gronk now or something, huh? And man, Brady was like, oh man, come on. And he was like over there pouting. And then like Arians came in and said, man, you want to go back so you get your bonuses? And he was like, man, he had checked out mentally. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Wow. And they were trying to get him back in to get him his own money. Like, come on, man, you. And he was like, man, I ain't. And then, man, Mike Evans was begging him on the side. Man,
I saw that.
Do not take your pads off. Do not. Hey, this is unprofessional. Do not. And he did it anyway. And like, it's the attention had to be on you. Like, and your team is down 2 scores when they
Yeah.
need you the most to be. So this is what I'm saying to y'all, and this is I just want to say this. We had an argument for years about man, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones or Odell Beckham. To me, man, Odell was not in the convo anymore. He had the one good season with the one good catch. He's still good. AB, man, this is the difference why it's insulting to compare him to Julio Jones. The behavior, you feel me? It's a man and a boy. The professionalism.
Yeah.
It's a man and a boy.
And depending on what the issue was, I mean, you look at something like with Calvin. I mean, like he took himself out. Like he knew he knew he had an issue, so he took himself out.
And you heard how I responded to that. Complete empathy, because you handled it like a man. You don't get to do whatever you want to do, and then everybody say, "Well, I think it's mental illness." Man, I seen some people do some scumbag shit, and I don't just assume it's mental illness. I assume that they use a scumbag.
Yeah.
Until you diagnosed with mental illness. When he's diagnosed, I feel bad and all that. But until he diagnosed, Slim just a diva scumbag that love attention. And to do that, to run, he went on the field. Like he was on the field doing that.
Yeah.
I said, Antonio Brown is crazy.
There's somebody photoshopped him with Jets cheerleader outfit on. You got to see it.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Like,
that's funny.
What are you doing? Hey, that's hilarious. Hey, that's a good.
Yeah. So anyway,
amazing talent, man.
Amazing talent.
I believe that because he's so talented, it's like the Jameis Winston. You get to sweep things under the rug too many times until you have a God complex almost. You thinking the word it's about you and only you.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody gives him a chance now. I think that might be it.
I mean, and that's a talent that's a Hall of Fame talent wasted.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I hope he is I hope that brain is good. The man has taken some shots in his day. So I just hope he don't have CT and his brain is malfunctioning. But again, I'm not just giving you that. I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose that.
Did you see this was a couple of weeks ago, but Vincent Jackson, they did the study on his brain and said he was like severe CTE, after he killed himself. And so
I'm gonna tell you what the NFL will never say and could never come. They claim they put all these millions of dollars studies. They'll never come out and tell you it's no safe way to play football.
No,
there's
no.
The
thing is,
you can make
because it's
technology.
You can't stop the brain from shaking inside the skull.
Exactly,
that's the problem.
Great, perfect point.
That's the whole.
You cannot stop the brain. Cannot be insulated. It will shake. It will rattle around. It will be damaged.
Yeah, and it's not even. Sometimes I don't know. I know you probably didn't watch this because you with your family, but the Utah Ohio State game, man, the Utah quarterback got hit. He was going down trying to throw the ball at the last second, and he hit the ground. It's not even a player being hit. It's especially quarterbacks. It's the head hitting the ground.
Yeah.
And this dude hit the ground and he was out, dude. His arms were just straight out. It was scary to look at. And you see it all the time, unfortunately, throughout the season. But that's the sport, man.
There's no safe way to play this.
Yeah. You can make the helmets as safe as you can, but the brain is going to still move around, unfortunately.
Man, this is why I have the ultra respect for Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
For being able to say, I'm probably going to miss being in the Hall of Fame for this. I'm probably going to miss a lot of money for this, but I've invested wisely. I'm going to walk away with my health.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to hit two more things before we get on to the review of the Bills game here. Buddy, John Madden passed away while you were on vacation. And Troy and I talked about it a little bit about, his impact just, through not just coaching and everything, but obviously with the game. And, I brought up on the show how you mentioned that you and your brother would get it every year for Christmas and play. And, I figured you want to say something on.
I just want to, I got to say, John Madden, the dude is John Madden mean a lot to me because it's not that he mean a lot to me in a way that Tupac mean a lot to me or anything. He mean a lot to me because that his voice is etched in my memory and it's associated with football. When I first was watching, he did all the big games. When it was Thanksgiving, it was him and Pat Summerall. He would call the game, man, the people who have it now, I don't think y'all even understand. Him and Pat was actually on the game. So he called your game on Madden. When Madden first came out, it was John Madden actually was calling the play. You remember he had comments, he would say different things, and
the best thing
John
ever.
Madden was doing comments, say how dope was that. If he was the actual comment, and he had phrases that the famous phrases and shit, and Pat Summerall, and then they had him where they was actually in the booth on one game. So his voice, just playing hours and hours on that game, all of his comments and catchphrases and all that is on my mind, and all of that just that dude helped raise me. All those comments, and John Madden is, to when I think of football, John Madden should be the logo. If it was a logo for the NFL, man, it got to be John Madden, man. That was, but he was 85. I can't be sad. And dude he was successful as a coach, as a commentator, and as a video game. John Madden is the shit, and had a bus that was amazing. He made the bus cool. He coached 12 Hall of Famers. John Madden was the shit. So John Madden is a weird looking guy, but John Madden is the shit. John Madden is that voice. I just know, I don't believe in a lot of things, but I just said, I will hope, just for that sake, that him and Pat Summerall was like, oh shit, you're back. Yeah, oh shit. Like, what the hell is AB doing? Boom.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you read certain, like when you get an alert on your phone, so and so has passed away. Certain ones affect you differently.
Yeah,
like that one hit me. That one hit me kind of hard because I was like, man, I was like, damn, because what you just said, man. Like growing up, like he's the voice you remember on big games. He's when Madden came out, like. It was the best. I mean, the best thing ever. Like you said, I don't even know how many probably months of my life I spent playing this game. So I mean, it was just I mean, it's just that dude is a legend, and I mean, he's gonna be missed. And then just after that, man, Dan Reeves passes away just a few days ago, and
now him, Dan Reeves. He brought class to Atlanta. I never forget. Dan Reeves was a great coach, and Dan Reeves was classy. So he always made me think, like the way Dan Reeves was a professional coach, the way he talked and the way he dressed and everything. Dan Reeves was because we had a lot of clown. It's Atlanta. We got a lot of clown coaches trying to be cool. Dan Reeves was a professional coach, man, and I always respected him for that.
Mike said he was, like a father figure to him, because when he was drafted, like that's, and I think, I mean, hindsight 2020, I don't know if things could have possibly been different for Mike if Dan Reeves is the coach and not Jim Mora, because Jim Mora was like
just a
friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, Dan was, he commanded respect. And
professional,
yeah. And so I mean, like when he walked in the room, people listened, people shut the hell up, and he was, and like I said, you never know. I mean, Mike had his own thing. He could have been exactly the same, but you never know. But as a great man, he did a lot of great things in the community. So I mean, he's gonna be missed for sure in the Falcons world and in the NFL world. I mean, he's definitely, Hall of Famer gone again. But
and hold on for a minute, I gotta say this. I thought it was the coolest thing, how Fox turned the logo
into Madden.
Man, that was just the dopest thing. I just kept looking. I took a picture of it, everything. That was the dopest tribute ever.
They got to name an award after him or something.
I mean, you have to. I understand playing. I know he can't be the logo, but John Madden has to be like the MVP award, like the John Madden. It got it.
Like all pro team, John Madden.
All pro team, like the John Madden award. You have to. Something has to go after him. He got to be named. It got to be named after him. Something has to be named after John.
He's contributed too much to the sport.
Yeah,
since the beginning. That
he is football, man. John Madden used to have a turkey on the field, man.
Yep.
The whole John Madden used to bring a turkey onto the field. Do y'all understand? And he would give the MVP the big bone or the big leg, man. John Madden is football, man.
Yep, absolutely. All right, and moving on, Mike. We did get an email, man, and we got it actually. before the last show, but I wanted to read it out on this show with you back because it has something to do with what you said,
Okay.
or what something you said before. So that's actually a little bit. It's probably the longest email we've got. So I'm gonna read it out. This is from Terry. What up, John and Mike? I just started listening about 5 or 6 shows ago. You two seem to have a great chemistry, and I think one of you said, or maybe it was a listener comment, but it's kind of like the odd couple. That's what makes it great, though, in my opinion. Love the talk and the knowledge on our Falcons, and that you talk about other stuff as well. It makes it for a fun and easy listen. One of my favorite things so far was Mike's underrated interracial friendships. As a Black man who lives in a predominantly Black area, it did make me think for a minute and made a lot of sense. Sometimes there are people I don't give a chance to because I assume they're going to be a certain way or act a certain kind of way. But I guess if y'all had been like that, I wouldn't be sending you this email right now. Anyway, great message, Mike. And y'all keep going. I got a new favorite podcast, Terry. Your response, Mike.
You got to go with that one first.
Terry, man, you got us choked up, man. That was a fantastic email, dude. I mean, it left me kind of speechless when I read it, man. I'll be honest, because you know, I mean, we did it. I mean, you did it seriously as a serious thing, but obviously having fun.
Yeah.
I feel like that, of course, you know.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, it hit me, man. I was like, that was really damn cool. Is that something you said impacted the dude? And I don't know, he didn't say how old he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's something that, you know, it may change his life, and he may end up with a new, because yeah, I mean, you think about it, if you and I had that type of you know, I don't know, outlook or whatever, then we're not doing this podcast. We don't become as close as we are. I mean, you know, it's just I mean, thank you, Gary. I mean,
man, you got me choked up. So listen to me, man. Number one, it was awesome. I appreciate it, and thank you. And just to that point, man, man, I don't even know how to answer that one. That was a good one. I can't really. I'd say this. I'm glad you got something from that. It meant a lot to me because I just feel like, man, the greatest shit is the things. I put like this: you're in a very small box if you live by your assumptions, because you be wrong most of the time, man. You know, and you just think. And I use sport of football. To me, it's the craziest experience to me racially in the world that the world has to offer is a football game. And I tell you why. Because all these people who have these assumptions, I'm not saying that they racist. They have these things about each other, these assumptions. As soon as we start drinking and our team start winning, we don't give a fuck about what the assumption. What we high-fiving strangers, we hugging, we sharing beers. You want some nachos, you know, you giving chest bumps to people, and you never stop to think about what the race was, or how if you got more money than them, if they were shorter, if they was taller, they was fatter, they was skinny, if they was Black, they was white, they was Mexican. You don't really do that in the arena, because again, y'all got on the same jersey, dickhead, but you got on the same thing. So your same team, doing the same thing. We all here together, we all getting drunk, we all here with our dates, we all here with our bros, we all having a great time. That meant a lot to me, that you got that out of that. We need more people to realize that's a very silly thing. I think all the time, if like aliens came here, the most funny shit in the world would be like, these people are not arguing over skin color. This is instead of trying to teleport and shit, being focused on major things, y'all are not arguing over the color of each other. That is a ridiculous thing. And like I said, we got different information. We know different shit. We know foods is different. We know different shows. We know different music. So you cutting yourself off to a lot of good shit if you don't know white people, you don't know Black people, you don't know Mexicans, if you don't know Ethiopians and Indians. Come on, man. Chinese people, Asian, it's ridiculous. Imagine if you didn't have fried rice.
Imagine.
You feel me? Just imagine if you didn't have Starbucks or sweet tea or fried chicken or just any shit, or fucking tacos. You can't cut yourself off to only your shit.
Yeah.
That's a fucking unfulfilling life. And like you said, you wouldn't have the dopest podcast in the world. So that just means a lot to me that you got that really, really meant a lot, man. I love you for that, buddy.
Yeah, man. Couldn't agree more, man. I mean, that was But nothing. I mean, like, he didn't say anything about the Falcons other than he just liked to talk about it. That we, that we have some knowledge about it and everything, and and
I would tell you this, buddy. If you have an experience where you kind of put your guard down and you go do something, tell us about it. I got this video. I will never forget this shit on YouTube. Like this white guy, he had to be like 21 years old. He went to a black barber shop for the first time. He said he came out and he went live just sharing his experience and said it was the coolest shit. They all had on Jordans. He loved his haircut, and they was playing rap music, and he was so excited. Like, man, I feel sorry for how we treated y'all now. This shit was hilarious. But you could tell he had some assumptions. Like, they probably were picking on me, and or they gonna try to, and then you go in there and you have a great experience and you almost can't believe all these people are really cool. What the fuck was I thinking? And I did the same shit. I was racist before. I told John this shit. I was racist before I got around white people. And then I was thinking, what the fuck was I thinking? These people the same as me. So just I was racist before. So I can't fault nobody for doing it. I'm just saying, when you drop your guard and you get the, interacting with people from a different thing, man, life is way better, man, because you don't have that on your heart.
Yep. And I mean, dude, there's dickheads of every color. It don't matter.
Yes, facts.
I mean, it really is. Facts. I mean, just because somebody's a dickhead doesn't mean that they're racist. They could just be a dickhead.
A dickhead. Yep.
And I mean, it's, like you said, I mean, everybody has their preconceived notions that they were probably either raised with, or that they just, the culture is different, whatever it is. But man, if you don't, like, it's just like when we work together. Like like the dude going to the barbershop, like, if you act different, or you act scared, or you act like, then you're going to probably be picked on a little bit. But if you just be yourself,
like normal, be yourself,
and relax, man. Like, I didn't walk into to the university trying to be like, I didn't try to act like any different way. I mean,
but because I'm gonna tell you, because you didn't act off assumption. You gotta see the people, see how they treat you, and to basically how you treat them.
Yeah.
But you didn't just you didn't say, well, this what they probably think is cool, or this is what they gonna probably judge me if I say this. And you can't live off, because you be wrong. Most of the shit in your head is absolutely incorrect.
Yeah.
That's the funnest part about life.
Atlanta being such a diverse city anyway, I just think it's great that you and I have this, and we can, if we can keep impacting people like that, man,
that's awesome. Hey, that's awesome that we did that. Even though it's one person, I think that was a dope. And I want to say this too, like, before I came, I don't care how this make me sound, be honest. Before I came to Georgia, I had a problem with gay people. That's why I understand, but I'm telling y'all, until you get around gay people, now I'm not gay or anything like that, but when you in Georgia, the guy's he's gonna be the waiter. He's gonna be in the escape room, which is it's something. He a Dave and Buster's gonna be the guy who making your drink. Like, you can't, and you realize, man, this person ain't bothering me. This person ain't trying to have sex with me. This person ain't flirting with me. This person isn't bothering me. So the problem is me. What the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
And the problem is you most of the time. So just assumptions.
I've got a pretty good friend of mine who's gay, and the funniest thing he ever said to me was, because we were talking, one day, and he was like, do you know what's hilarious about being gay? He's like, because dudes are so funny, because like, like you'll meet somebody or a friend, and they find out you're like, you don't want to sleep with me, do you? And he's like, think about that for a second, man. He's like, do you as straight guys want to sleep with every single girl you see?
Right. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yes.
Because you're not attracted to every girl you see. So what the hell makes you think I'm going to be attracted to you necessarily?
Yeah.
And he's like, and no, of course I'm not going to do that, because I'll respect, that you're not, and that, so it's funny, man, that you said that. But but anyway, man, like I said, Terry, man, much appreciate the email, dude. That was Terry, totally not expected, but man, it was awesome.
That choked me up. Hey, that choked me up. I couldn't even answer right away. I had to compose myself. Thank you.
I did not read that to Mike before the show, because I wanted to see the reaction as soon as I read it, because it got me when I read it. So that's why I wanted to read to you, man. So yeah, thanks, Terry. Moving on now, buddy, to the game review of the Bills Sunday. So yeah, it was at 1:00. It was.
Hold on for a minute. I just got to stop you before we even start.
Yep.
Just how I'm gonna tell you what meant a lot to me. I felt like John Madden, his passing. One thing that me and my brother would do all the time is we would play, especially like when it's older games, we would play in the snow. We remember you could turn the whole field white.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they would slip and they would drop passes and it was hard to run. It was like you was in the snow. And so John passed, and I thought about, I remember all them games we played in the snow. And to get to watch the Falcons play in some snow, I just hope it was cool as shit with the John Madden logo.
Yep.
In the snow, man, was the dope. The John Madden Fox. Hey, Fox, I'll forever love you for that. I thought that was the dopest thing in the world with the snow on the field.
Agreed. Yeah. And I mean, yeah. So it was what I think the high was 28.
Yeah, it was just dope. Yeah,
the wind was blowing. I mean, typical Buffalo.
John Madden football. It was
typical Buffalo winter type weather, man. And Troy and I said on the pregame that we neither one of us. I did do a prediction for you. I predicted the Falcons to win, as I knew you would.
Okay, as you knew I would.
And so
that was not a toss.
No, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I predicted a loss, as you may shock you.
Okay.
But I predicted a 30-10. I think is what I said. Buffalo, and just because I thought with the way the Bills are playing, they were clearly more talented at every level. Yeah. Josh Allen has been playing really well. Big arm, especially with with Diggs. And just the weapons that they had, they just didn't. I just didn't feel like we were going to hang, man. We just wanted to see him fight, man. Just wanted to see him. I didn't. We talked about the playoffs. There was a slim chance if we won, and then the Eagles lost, I think twice. We beat the Saints, we would get in. I think we needed a little more help than that too. But I just wanted to see him fight, man. And they played their ass off the entire game. Most people did entire game.
Most people did.
Yeah.
John is coming for somebody.
I am coming for somebody.
Yeah.
So game started out. I mean, Avery Williams, man, putting his helmet right on the damn ball, knocking it out. Fantastic play by him. And in fact, per Evan Birchfield, who writes for the Falcoholic on Twitter, he had a 90.3 PFF rating for special teams. Which is considered elite, which I mean, I think he's had a pretty good season for a rookie, especially what we've asked him to do. But yeah, after that, man, it was pretty obvious that the O-line was going to have issues pretty much all day, and they did. Matt was just getting, bull rushed. He ended up getting hit 8 times during the game. He got sacked 5 times. On our side, of course, we got 0 pass rush. I mean, there was literally one time, dude. And credit to AJ, because I think he had to cover Diggs for about 10 seconds.
I know exactly the play.
That pass in the end zone.
Bouncing back. He was just bouncing.
Dude.
Yeah. I think he went through 5 progressions. Like,
he could have went through them 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It was Jesus Christ. And then AJ defended that pass still, but that was later on in the game. Earlier in the game, that AJ did have that pass interference penalty on 4th and goal, which ended up obviously hurting us because they ended up scoring after that. When there was no need for that. No need.
My mind, because he wasn't gonna. The pass was a bad pass. He didn't have to do it.
Yeah. On Matt's fumble in the second, man, I thought that if Matt holds the ball a little long for me sometimes, and we've talked about it before. We can't see downfield, so we don't know. Unless
I will say this.
Unless the announcers go ahead.
Yeah, his receivers get no separation.
Right.
I think he's struggling with that. Like his receivers get absolutely no separation. If you heard was it Mark Sanchez or Matt Sanchez? Mark Sanchez said his receivers, like he's under siege and his receivers take way too long to get separation.
Yeah,
so and he's holding that ball and he's not mobile. That's a bad mix.
Right. And they also mentioned he's got to be more accurate than he's ever been because there is a lot less separation. So that ball's got to be in a very, very tight window most of the time. So but I just think at that point in that fumble, you either got to run because if you're Matt, I don't care if you can say what you want to the press. Your offensive line for the most part sucks ass, except for a few guys. So so you've got a very short amount of time, and like if we're approaching the 4-second mark, then shit's about to happen, and you need to take out. I mean, take your your wheels and get outside the pocket, do something, throw it away. I don't care, do something. But anyway, settled for 3 on the next drive. 14-5 was at the score at that point. We could not get them off the field with 3rd down, man. They were 7 for 12 on 3rd down. That killed us. And we were 1 for 7 on 3rd, which not good. Some good individual performances though, man. I mean, Foye again.
Where did the running game go? But we had 9 rushing yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Against Buffalo. You have to run against Buffalo.
Yeah, everybody else had done a pretty good job of it.
Except
for us. I mean, Mike Davis was our leading rusher. He had 42 yards, 8 carries, which was not bad. I mean, 5 yards a clip. He was actually getting some holes and was running.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's
what he does in pass protection goes unnoticed too a lot.
Yes,
you see him stepping up and taking on a blitzer almost every week. Yeah,
but did you know that Russell Gage is our leading receiver? And he only got 594 yards. Well, before that game.
It's crazy.
That's our leading receiver don't have 600 yards.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just nuts. So I mean, the biggest difference though, man, they could run the ball at will against us. They had 233 yards rushing against us. Of course, when we talked about in the pregame show, Troy and I, that Josh Allen was their 2nd leading rusher on the team going into the game.
He was running like at will.
And he don't care. He's on. He don't care about contact.
Man, hey, that's a brave because he run upright. He not running the dive.
Yeah,
he running upright. Like I said, Josh Allen, the gangster.
Yeah, and he better. He's a big dude, but somebody's gonna get him one day.
I'm gonna tell you, he gonna run across the wrong. Yep.
Yeah. He needs to be careful with that shit because but I mean, overall as a passer, he didn't have a great day. He was 11 for 26, those 3 picks, which I mean, you could credit our guys for making actually good plays on the ball for some of those.
I love Harmon, man. I love Harmon now. I think he's I see per game just getting better and better.
He made a great pick on there, and was that the tip. Foye tipped it. Yeah. And then AJ made a hell of a catch. You don't see DBs with hands like that often, but that was a really good catch that he made. And then what was it? Michael Walker tipped the other one. And that Foye caught. Yeah. And so I mean, some guys showed up. They played. Well,
they said that we had 12 straight games with a takeaway.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That was our what the fuck facts last week.
Yeah, I did that. It was. What?
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that. I'm thinking like, oh, what?
Another one of those facts that we had last week. I don't know if you knew this either. We're the only team in the league to not allow a play for over 40 yards.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, that's
mind-blowing. Yeah, it really is. We don't, and that's what Troy said, is like we don't allow big plays. We allow a shit ton of little ones that eat us up all the way down the field.
And we got 80 39-yard plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how we get down.
Exactly. But yeah, man, we had that. But what sucked too, right after that tip and that pick by Foye, terrible possession, 3 and out. Matt got sacked on the 2nd down. It was just, like that's when you want to capitalize on that opportunity right there, and you didn't. And then the Bills put together a 6-minute drive and get a 2-point conversion, go up 22-15. And then on the next drive, Matt had the illegal forward pass, which kind of killed the drive there, because that would have been that would have been a big gain, and then ended up punting that away. And then they end up scoring again with Singletary, 29-15 in the 4th quarter. Matt continued to just get, like Sanchez said, under siege. That was pretty much his entire. On looking at it on TV, it looked like one of the worst games offensive line.
Yeah, he was getting punished.
Yeah. And then to finish out the game, we'll talk about this play. Matt goes in head first, scores, gets speared, gets up, spikes the ball, taunts the shit out of Poyer, gets the flag and the taunting call, which I loved, and I think pretty much all the Falcons Twitter loved, because it just blew up with like, that's my QB, that's my quarterback. I mean, I tweeted out from our account, I was like, I need to see one of those every week. I don't give a shit if we get a 15-yard penalty every week. I want to see Matt taunting the shit out of somebody every week. You know, and then you had people like Ryan Clark actually tweeted like, I can't believe an undisciplined quarterback, a veteran undisciplined would do. I'm like, are you shit? What?
Hey, young, because here's why he don't get he's disciplined 100% of the time.
Exactly.
So to see him do that, I'm like, you had to be talking some shit to Matt that it and Matt thought he scored. And young, I'm gonna tell you, it was like a proud dad moment. That's my favorite play. I almost shed a single tear because I'm like, I never seen him do that, and I'm like, it was the funniest shit ever to see Matt Ryan like, yeah, man. And I'm like, man, he scored. He and I think he was getting mad because Josh Allen kept running in and he did his run in and was like, yeah, I could do it too. And then when he didn't make it, it was more, I was hurt that we didn't score, but it was more funny because it was like Matt Ryan is to see him.
Of course that would happen.
Of course it would happen to Matt Ryan. Like you slid early. You're pretty old guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, and I mean, you look at the replay. I don't know how they. I mean, like, dude, it looked damn near simultaneous to me. I mean, maybe it's just my Falcon, colored glasses, but I mean, like, I don't. But then, like, so there was a ton of argument going on, like whether or not, well, number one, whether he scored or not. But so if he gave himself up, which apparently there's a new addition to the rule or a new rule or whatever, that a quarterback can give themselves up by diving forward. So if that's the case, he gave himself up, but he got speared in the back after the fact. So that should have been that should have been an excessive whatever force. So we should have had at least at the most it should have been we just replayed it down on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Both penalties just go both penalties go away. Taunting, they and we move on.
And I felt like if you take the score, then you take the taunting. Because if the play doesn't go, then the play doesn't go. Like,
right.
Then we redo, like, but how you take the score off, but then keep the taunting. The taunting was a part of like the celebration, is what I feel like.
The score, yeah.
But if we take the score away, I was thinking, how do you keep the taunting? Because he scored. It was part of celebration. Spiking the ball was right. So how can you get penalized for the like?
They're talking, like I said, they talked out both sides of their mouth because he clearly got hit after the play. If he gave himself up, then he got hit. And not only got hit, the dude came in with his helmet into his back.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, and you talk about protecting quarterbacks. I mean, like,
which one? And this is the second game I saw somebody hit him in his head and they didn't get called for hitting his head. Yeah. And it was clear that they hit him in his head.
Yep. Yeah, that's bullshit. But I mean, I was, like you said, man, I was just
that was a proud moment. I don't even care that he didn't score. Watch Matt Ryan do that. That's on my bucket list. Thank you, Matt. I love you.
Exactly. And then that's pretty much how it ended. They got the ball back, and but I mean, it was closer than a 2-score game. I mean, to me,
it was.
We did. It should have been a 1-score game. I mean, we take advantage of a few other opportunities. Actually, stopped him a little bit rushing. And
you got to really think of this. We would have stood a chance with Kyle Pitts finishing that game. Like, we would have. And that's crazy because it was with Buffalo in the snow. But I will tell y'all this. I saw the difference between Matt Ryan's arm and Josh Allen. Like, just the zip. I see because I always be thinking, am I just blind to Matt Ryan's Matt again? Every game now, I kind of see him throw balls that slow the receiver up. The receiver got to stop and be like, just wait a little while. And Josh Allen put so much zip on the ball. Man, he threw a ball in between two Falcons.
Yeah. Huh? So that earlier in the game, he had a little bit too much zip. He needed some of that Matt Ryan touch because he was like hitting guys just like Diggs on that one.
Yeah.
Tries to break his hand, man.
Man, he hit a guy who was in like a Falcon sandwich. Like he hit the meat in the Falcon sandwich. He went between the bread and hit the piece of meat. I was like, bro, this dude, Josh Allen, was zipping that ball. And when Matt Ryan, I don't know that he can zip it like that still, but I guess his gift is mental more than it is. He can.
Yeah, Allen has like I said last week, that dude has got like next level elite arm strength.
Yeah.
I mean, the throws he made in that Patriots game, I don't know if you saw some of that shit.
Yeah, I did.
Like he going to his left, throwing back over. Yeah. I mean, like it's just, impressive stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Matt's what 13, 14 years older than
Yeah,
he is. And I
yeah.
mean, so been hit 375 times this year.
Yeah,
But,
and I feel so bad. Sacked 5 times, man. That's becoming a regular
oh yeah, yeah,
occurrence.
yeah. So and there's been videos, man, of Mayfield online. I don't know at this point, like
He
he's
he ain't gonna
not
be in the
not
NFL.
an NFL guard, man.
No, he's not an NFL guy. I mean, and it's clear. Matt Ryan, I guarantee you, would never say it, but I guarantee you, he looks like when he dropped back, he steers away, like he know where the pressure coming from. He just can't say it.
Yeah, and this is also per Evan Burstfield from the Falcoholic. Mayfield is responsible for the league high 11 sacks, and that's number 1 amongst all guards. And he had a fantastic 50.1 rating again by the PFF, by Pro Football Focus. So that's pretty much standard for him.
You by yourself have caught. You by yourself have allowed 11 sacks on your quarterback by yourself.
More than any other guard, man.
Bro, you can't play in the NFL.
No, I don't care that I don't care you're a rookie.
Nah, no,
I don't. There's other rookies out there playing guard.
Yeah, man, not allowing 11. 11, come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't need to see him next year.
Man, setting the bar for being terrible. You have the standard for being bad. No, that's not.
I think I said before, I don't know if it was last year or before, that, I don't think that they'll cut bait because that was their pick last year. So I think that they're going to try to see, like, okay, can we make it? But I mean, at this point, man, it'd be like me being like, I'm pretty shitty at math, but like 6 months from now, I'm going to be like a fully certified accountant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. You got to cut your losses at some point.
Yeah.
Like I know you trying, but you got to cut your loss at some point. You got to cut your, and he doesn't even show glimpses.
No. Run blocking is pretty decent. Really actually good at times.
Yeah.
But the pass blocking is
blocking is 11 sacks on your quarterback.
Dude, I mean, you gotta see. Like I said, I'll send you the video, and if y'all haven't seen some of it going around online, a few of the whiffs are just, I mean,
Matt Ryan probably hate him on a low.
I don't even know what he's thinking. I mean, like, he barely putting his hands on people. I mean, it's embarrassing.
And how's your film room? Like, what is your film room like? What is your Mondays looking like?
Yeah. And again, getting on to actually Pro Football Focus art. So our top 5 guys were Chris Lidstrom at 86.8, and that dude's pretty much living in our top 5 every week.
He is every week.
Caleb McGarry, 80.7, which really surprised me because I thought he didn't have a great game just by the optics of it. But and PFF doesn't tell you the whole story. It just, it's kind of paints you somewhat of a accurate picture. But I'm still not sold on McGarry either.
Me neither.
Kyle Pitts, 78.2. And like you said, man, if he stays in the game, you take him out of the game, man, we literally have nobody. I mean,
no, nobody.
Not when you're facing a secondary with 2 of the best safeties in the league, 2 very good.
The number 1 defense in the NFL.
Right. Number 1 pass defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know what what you expect at that point. I mean, hell of that 61-yard and that stiff arm on that dude, that was fun. I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch his ass over the next.
Yeah, young. It really is. It really is.
I mean, and then let's see, we had Hennessy with a 78 center. So 3 guys on the offensive line in the top 5 PFF, which, like I said, surprised me overall because, I mean, it didn't look that way on TV, to be honest. And then Deron Harmon with the 77.7. Other notables, we had Foye with 63.3, AJ is 60.3, Debo, man, 33.7. And I think, I've been saying it for a while now. I think you were reluctant to try to believe it, but you gotta be seeing it now, man. Like some of this shit, man.
I was reluctant to see it. It is something not there. Something wrong.
Some of these these plays, that's just not. He just not. I don't know, man.
He was looking like a star in his younger day.
I saw a tweet that said he's the best at looking like he's busy but not doing shit.
That's a good point.
I don't know if you're listening to this and you tweeted it, then I'm sorry, I forgot. But I mean, it made perfect sense because he runs around, but he don't do shit.
Do a lot of running around.
Yeah. And then Dante Fowler, who was terrible. 42.3. Missed so many tackles. I want to see how many tackles. I mean, like just whiffed
Dog,
by guys, blowing by guys, and then just out of control.
he
I
get
mean,
under my skin, man, because he got all the he got the speed, the height, the strength. He got everything that say he should be good,
yeah,
and it's just no production.
yeah. So we got to move. I mean, yeah, we like that just goes back to the whole edge rusher thing that we gotta upgrade that. And then looking at and CP at a 59.1, and he hasn't had great games as of recent.
He
I don't know
has
if that, don't know if it's a combination of the team just kind of figuring out like, okay, this is
yeah.
what
He all they got.
one of their yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have to key in on that. But yeah, overall, like I said, as a team, and we didn't just. I mean, they had the ball for about 13 more minutes than we did, which justifies all those rushing yards. I guess to say they just kept the ball. Red zone attempts, we were 1 for 4. They were 4 for 5. So I mean, there you go. That's pretty much the game. But and then I'm actually individually, man. I mean, Pitts led us, and he only had 2 receptions, but he had 69 yards, and that was the most of any player on the team.
Yeah. How bad is that?
Yeah, Gage had 3 catches for 50. And then Parker Hesse stepped up. I'll give it to Parker Hesse.
He
stepped up after Pitts went out of the game, and I don't know. I mean, hopefully he'll be back for the Saints. I would love to. If there's any risk at all that he tears the thing, I don't want him in the game.
But if he can play against the Saints, you gotta go.
Yeah, if it's like if it's just kind of like I kind of tweaked it, but it's it's doable. I can do it. All right, but those type of athletes, man, it worries me because all it takes is one explosive movement.
Yeah,
it can blow. So I don't know. But so Stephon Diggs was their leading receiver, 52 yards. Like I said, it wasn't a great day passing overall for Allen. But then like I said, on defense, Foyer 13 total tackles, 2 pass defended, led our team. AJ Terrell, man, was kind of making some big tackles. He had 6 solos by himself. So I mean, he was looking good too.
Animal, man.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah. Big time. And then Young Ho made his 2 field goals. So at least our special teams are solid, man.
I love that dude. I used to love Matt Bryant because I feel like he was automatic, but I got faith in him in the same way now. I feel like he automatic.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
get him in like 50 yards, he'll get it.
Yeah. And then Morstead, as our punter. Hopefully they keep him because he's been blasting the ball. And then Avery Williams looking pretty solid as a returner. So yeah, I mean, special teams, if there's any bright spots, I mean, that's what we have coming back. I mean, it looks pretty decent. But yeah, like I said, man, the offensive line, they have to address that, whether it's through the draft or through a free agent. They just can't. Matt can't do this another year, And I've seen a ton of stuff saying, like who's the trade possibilities from Matt, and I just don't know how you take that cap hit. Next 2023 to me seems more likely than the next year because you're going to have a lot of dead cap unless they're going to be working out some magical math and somebody's going to.
Yeah.
I just don't see how that works.
I say you can't do that. I think the focus got to be on the line before a quarterback now because you don't ever know what he can do until you protect him.
Right.
And you allow him the chance to do it.
And I mean, that game, when they play games like that against Bills, which to me, they looked way better than they did against the Lions.
No, they stepped up.
Yeah. So it makes you think like, you make a few, we may not need a complete, I honestly don't think we need a complete overhaul. I just think, we've got some holes we definitely got to fill. But if you put some good players, yeah, man, both sides of the line. I mean, I think some of the young guys in the secondary are going to be okay. I wouldn't mind seeing an upgrade but Moreau had an okay year. When you've got AJ locking down one side, of course the other side is going to see more balls.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not going to kill him because he given up pass plays because I mean he didn't have a bad year, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, I did another mock draft because you got to see this dude from Cincinnati. His name is Ahmad Gardner, but his nickname is Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
And he's 6'2", I believe. Big, like deep, big corner. And I'm sure Chris will talk about it on Wednesday. But people talking about like maybe we should take him with number 1 and have essentially 2 lockdown corners, still get an edge rusher with your second pick. Or if it's that's available.
Yeah.
I'm open to it, man. To be honest, I mean,
I'm open to it. Yeah, because you need both anyway.
Yeah. As long to me, it's kind of like if you feel that at whether it's 9, 10, wherever we draft, if you feel that the edge rusher,
No, come on, go.
If you feel like the edge rusher is better than what the corner may be, then you just go edge rusher. If you feel like the other way around, like I don't think it has to be one or the other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't want to, if you feel like you can still draft that position, by all means, it can wait to the second round.
If it's the edge rusher you want, then get him. If it's the guy you wanted, he's gone, and you're just settling for the next guy, then go get him. Maybe get some. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Or maybe even trade back if the guy that you want still might be there. There's a lot of moving around that could happen, man. So as long as they fill one of those positions with the first pick, then I'll think I'll feel okay about it. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll talk more about that going into the Saints game next week. And I've seen other tweets too, man. And if you believe or you're tweeting out that we need to lose this game for draft, then y'all need to just move the hell on because
it's the Saints,
man.
Y'all, you cannot be a real Falcon fan talking about we need to lose to the Saints for any reason.
No.
If they had my kids tied up in a basement and said all you need to do is lose to the Saints, I tell the Falcons to rise up.
Oh yeah, damn right. But I mean, just ridiculous, man. I mean, like, was it going to change? You're going to change a couple of spots in the draft? I mean,
right.
That's not making or breaking your damn franchise.
It's not. You probably gonna go up. Nah, it ain't gonna do nothing.
No, and the thing is too, we can by beating the Saints, we can destroy their playoff hopes.
Yeah,
because
what's better than that?
Exactly.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. In this season of giving, wouldn't you like to give them a seat on their own couch in the playoffs?
Right with us. We can sit right next to us.
If we not going, they can't go too.
Yep. And I mean, if they lose and if they lose, they're out. If they win and the 49ers lose, I think they're in. I think that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't see anything better than whooping their ass on the last game. And dude, if Arthur Smith can beat the Saints twice in his first year, and I mean,
that's a good head of
I mean, we'll do a recap. We're going to do a review show after the season's over and just pretty much look at the season as a whole, Arthur Smith as a whole. We'll do, we'll look at players, and just basically just review either the positions as individually how we feel that they did, how we feel that they might stay, because we got a lot of we'll look back at the salary cap too and look, because like I said before, and we've said it many times, we've got a lot of guys on 1-year contracts, so there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made here in the very short amount of time, because the combine's going to be right around the corner, and then before you know it, we drafting, and then we on to the next. So it's going to be
you can't go nowhere. The Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast is year round.
Yep,
we ain't going nowhere.
Nope. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep putting shows out.
Tuning in.
Yep, and we'll have a few interviews set up, and going forward. So that should be fun. The Out of Your Falcon Mind segment again. If you live out of the state of Georgia, and you are a Falcons fan, man, we want to know again why you chose this life of pain and torture.
We gotta know.
And
I'm so curious.
Yeah, and who, like I said, what got it started, and what made you choose him? What was the player, the team, the coach, the jersey, whatever it might be? I just want to hear about it, and we'll share it on the show. If you want to come on the show, just let us know. But you can hit us up on any of those social media platforms. You can email us at atlfalconfancast@gmail.com, like our buddy Terry did. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to get in touch with us. You just gotta pick one of them and send it to us.
Yeah.
Hey man, I still think that the Terry email was pretty cool. I'm still
that's the coolest thing, man.
I think that's so cool, man.
Yeah, I think that might be the best. I mean, I don't know that we're gonna top that, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a good yeah. But that was a good moment. That was a good Out of Your Falcon Mind moment.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That makes you it just makes you smile, makes you go to sleep feeling good about yourself.
Real. Like, it just made my day to know that. I mean, you don't you know the guy we had first that said
when he watches the games, he watch them differently now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, so that meant a lot. And then, but this meant a lot too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
From the personal thing.
Mhm,
That had
yeah.
nothing to do with football.
Exactly.
That's
And like we said before, I mean, yeah, you want to email stuff like that, feel free. Email if it's stuff you want to ask us personally, whatever, because like, you know, we're going to talk about different things every show because we are a Falcons podcast. We're going to talk about the Falcons each and every show, but we are going to talk about other shit. We're going to talk about other topics because I mean, that's just how our show is going to go.
Man, we're regular dudes too. We Falcon fans, but we regular dudes with regular lives too. So we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff as well.
That's right. Well, with that being said, Mike, man, it's great to have your ass back in the show.
Back, buddy, back. Hey, we got Saints coming up, man.
Yeah,
so we got to get, y'all remember our boy Chris Howard. We getting Chris Howard back. We're going to have some fun with him for the last game of the season. On the preview show. You got to be tuned for that.
Yep. We're looking at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and if I can get this going, we might be streaming this live at 8 p.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I will tweet it out. I'll put it on social media if that's going to be happening. It'll probably be either on YouTube or through Twitter, but one way or the other, we're going to figure it out. And if we can get it live, we will be.
I would love to. Yeah.
Well, we will be live streaming soon, whether it's this coming up streaming show or not. It'll be very soon. But if we can get this one on, it'd be great.
Yeah. Special guest, man. Michael Jordan is going to be on Wednesday. So all y'all tune in because Michael Jordan and Barack Obama, the same show, and Phil Collins. This is a hell of a mix. We getting Phil Collins.
You pull Phil Collins out of
the. You got to put somebody white. You got to balance them out.
So that's who you went with. Phil Collins.
I don't know why that came to my mind. Phil Collins came to my mind.
Holy shit. Phil Collins. First white guy I might think of.
Young, I swear to God, I love Phil Collins with a passion. And I love his daughter, man. I thought oh my God, I love his daughter.
Oh, that is fucking funny.
I don't know if y'all seen this, but it's a show on Netflix. It's called Emily in Paris. The girl is Phil Collins' daughter.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his daughter. That's his real daughter. That's his
only
kid. Yep.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
It's a new series out. It's a new season out, I think.
I have to watch that. We haven't watched that one.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, that finishes up our recap of the Bills game, and
Happy New Year. And so before we leave, real quick, we have not practiced for this or anything. Have thought about it. Underrated, overrated for the new year. Which one would you like, John? I will do the other one. Because I can do this easily because it got to be themed on New Year's.
Okay, well, you go ahead and pick it then.
Okay, I'm gonna say overrated resolutions. Yeah, because this is what I feel. If your ass was serious about doing whatever you were saying you was gonna do, you would have started doing that shit the day you thought of it, or the next day you thought of that shit, or you would have on the next Monday. You wouldn't have just kept doing. But with that being said, like a lot of people just talk shit and they write shit down and do all type of vision board, silly shit. I wish y'all the best of luck. But I would say pick one and stick with one and go all in on one. And don't try to do like 10 things at once. Cause y'all be dumb and change my life and sleep better and change my diet. And you'll end up by March, everybody's back to being themselves. So overrated New Year's resolutions. I didn't make one. I just said go with the flow and keep having fun.
There it is.
That's all I said.
I did. On the last show, we didn't do underrated or overrated, but we did talk about New Year's, and I said if Mike was here, I would do an overrated champagne.
Okay. Yes. That's a great one.
I mean,
who drinks that?
We would buy it. We used to, and I'm like, this is okay. But then I got a fucking headache, and I don't know if this is me.
You a headache.
And I was like, why am I doing this? I just want a glass of bourbon. I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
And that's a
great one.
Yeah. So underrated. I don't know if I could think of off the cusp of an underrated New Year's. Watching those shows, I guess underrated would be live musical performances. The ones that actually sing and actually play their instrument.
Okay.
Because that's what kills me sometimes. Not the bring up like the parades and shit like that. But when you see the artists up there
Yeah.
mouthing their song, like I don't know what that does for anybody. Like if I can listen to that on the radio, like I don't need to, I want to see you live. I mean, that's right. What I want to see. So like Journey performed on Seacrest.
Okay.
And Journey's, you know, they've been around forever, you know, and they got a new lead singer. Well, newish. She's been around for a bit, but man, they are still one hell of a live band.
That they were sounding good.
They sounded good. They sounded great. Okay. They can still do it. And then there are a lot of other some new acts that I have absolutely no idea who they are because I am
now. Apparently. Are you comfortable to get back out to see one live, or is that not something you're doing right now?
Yeah, I would go. I think a lot of the smaller venues are actually they require a mask or your vaccination card if you have it. I think like because we had tickets to we couldn't go because of something else that happened, but to a show at the Roxy. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure they had a mask policy. So I mean, yeah, I would go. I mean, especially if it's outdoors, I'd definitely go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think because I mean, music. I mean, we're big concert goers anyway, or we were before all this madness. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's to me. I mean, I love live music. So
man, I went to the Fox Theater to see Bill Burr. We had to wear masks.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
but I'd have wore a helmet to see Bill Burr.
Dude's hilarious.
I love that dude, so it was cool.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Underrated, Bill Burr.
There you go.
Love the dude, man. You got to check his podcast out. He's awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will catch you guys, like I said, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Hopefully live. If not, I'll let you guys know. Again, Mike, glad to have you back, buddy, and we will see you guys middle of the week.
Good to be back. Peace.
Sir, we out.